Good morning. Good morning. I'd like to welcome those in attendance to the April 7th, 2022 Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call, please.
Mr. Margaret?
Here.
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 Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No, sir.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of March 31st, 2022.
I make a motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Bid opening, 2022 Hammond Sidewalk Program. First bid is from CNB Construction. Not sure where they're from. Let me see. Okay, we have a bid proposal. We have their Form 96, non-collusion affidavit, their bid. Just let me make sure I got the right number here. Okay, their bid price is $724,130. $724,130 for CNB Construction. Okay, second bid is from J.G. Newell Concrete Contractors, Crete, Illinois. Okay. Bid bond, bid proposal. We have the Form 96 as well as the non-collusion affidavit. J.G. Newell's bid price is $582,996.50. Again, $582,996.50. J.J. Newell. That would conclude the bid opening. There was only two.
Okay. I will make a motion to forward this to engineering for their review and recommendation.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Matters from department heads or their representatives? Matters from department heads or their representatives? Seeing none? Okay. Moving along to correspondence. Item A, correspondence received from Mr. Dean Button, Capital Improvement Board, requesting $3,709.65 of CIB funding be allocated for Traffic Management Company, Inc. to convert Russell Street west of Pullman to two-way in order to complete the emergency demolition of the Hammond National Insurance Building.
This was an emergency demolition ordered by our Chief of Inspections. As a result, we had to close Munich Court, and in order to maintain traffic to Hast and other residences in the neighborhood, we had to make Russell Street two-way, which we were working to go to that anyway under the Homan Avenue project, so it was sort of, we got to do it early. But we needed a considerable amount of message boards and detour plans and signs in place. This is to cover that cost. We've been invoiced this amount. It's been approved by city controller, the mayor, and the capital improvements board. So I'd ask you to just approve the funding allocation so I can get the invoice paid.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then I will make a motion then to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $226,700 of CIB funding be allocated for professional services with United Consulting for the 117th Street reconstruction, Caroline Avenue to Calumet Avenue design and corresponding agreement submitted for approval.
This is a request that started by Councilman Kalwinski to look at projects that could be done in the first district. This project scored the highest of the district. We're phasing the project to do only the 117th segment between Caroline and Calumet. That's what this is for, with United Consulting doing the design work. We have approval of the funding from the Capital Improvements Board that's been signed by the City Controller and the Mayor and the Capital Improvements Board, and I ask for your approval of the agreement and the funding allocation.
Good. Yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion then to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, we're on C, okay. Item C, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $50,000 of CIB funding be allocated for professional services with advanced engineering services for geotechnical testing services for the LCR pedestrian bridge project and corresponding agreement submitted for approval.
This is a budgeted amount for geotechnical testing services. It would be work that our regular engineer on site cannot perform, does not have the equipment to perform. Things like concrete cylinder breaks, some compaction and proctor testing. It's a budget amount, so we're not really entirely sure on all of the testing that would need to be done. Certainly if it comes in under, we won't use the full amount. If it comes in over, then we'll seek more permission from the board to increase the amount. Funding allocation has been approved by the City Controller and the Mayor, as well as the Capital Improvements Board. I ask for your approval of the agreement and the funding allocation.
Okay, then I will make a motion then to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item D,
I'll ask.
oh, okay. Correspondence received from Dean Button requesting $491,150 of CIB funding be allocated for professional services with American Structure Point for the Sportsplex expansion and corresponding agreement submitted for approval.
I'd like to just mention that John Kennedy from American Structure Point is in the audience if there's any questions. This is for the expansion of the Sportsplex to add either 2 basketball full-size courts, or that can be converted into 4 volleyball courts. This would be as you approach or enter from the east side of the Sportsplex, immediately to your left, you would see this extension to the building. It was sort of planned to a planned expansion for perhaps a physical therapy vendor at some point, but at this point, the success of the Sportsplex has been overwhelming, and the need for additional court space is critical to the facility. We've got just a host of national tournaments that come here, and so this would help. The Sportsplex is in their 3rd year of operation. They're over $1 million in revenue, so this is something that's good for the city of Hammond. The funding allocation's been approved by the City Controller and the Mayor and the Capital Improvements Board, so I would ask for your approval of the agreement and the funding allocation.
Any questions?
We did have a question, Dean. Is there going to be any oversight during construction of the?
Yes, a couple of things, right? So the current agreement includes a fee for American Structure Point. It's sort of at my request to have one of their engineers come by periodically and keep track of the process. The agreement also sort of sets forth the intention to use a construction manager for the process, as was done under the original construction of the building. And so there may be some, change on that, but in the end, absolutely, whether it be done 100% by American Structure Point or 100% by the construction manager with some support from American Structure Point, either one will definitely occur.
Okay. Then I will make a motion then to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, man. Item E, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting the approval of the agreement with Milestone Contractors North, Inc. for the 2022 Hammond resurfacing program.
The board will recall opening and awarding a bid for the annual resurfacing contract. This is sometimes we renew the contract on an annual basis, but this is a rebid of this work. The low, responsive, and responsible bidder based upon the projected amount of material was Milestone Contractors North of Griffith, Indiana. This is simply executing the agreement. The board may also recall a funding allocation of $1 million was set aside at a previous meeting to commence the funding of resurfacing. At the time, we had just awarded the agreement to Milestone without executing contracts. This is just simply approving and executing the agreement from the city side.
Any questions? Good. Okay, then I'll make a motion then to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item F, correspondence received from Dean Button submitting the request from Milestone Contractors North to restrict traffic on the north side of Chicago Street, closing Johnson and Henry Avenue on a street at a time to through traffic starting April 11, 2022 for approximately 1 week.
Chicago Street Phase 2 project, you might recall last week we asked the board to approve Toll and Cameron, not at the same time, alternating. It gives the contractor an opportunity to complete the water and sewer connection work on the two streets. We won't close the streets at the same time, so that's sort of critical to get from north to south through the area, and so we'd ask for your approval of this action.
Good. Yeah. Okay, then I will make a motion to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item G, correspondence received from Dean Button submitting the request from Grimmer Construction to restrict traffic on Sheffield Avenue from Marble Street to the south side of the roundabout on Goslin Street for the island completion.
So this is a fairly significant closure of Sheffield, and there's a detour provided in order to construct the northern section of a splitter island for Sheffield. That is, as it approaches, if you're northbound on Sheffield, you approach the new roundabout. They have to complete that northern section, and so they have to close Sheffield to traffic in order to complete that work. It doesn't say the day. It starts Monday. I think it's about a week to 10
April 11th,
days.
it says here, first day, April 11th?
For about a week to 10 days, something like that.
Yeah, 22nd, 10, 11 days, yeah.
10, 11 days,
Yep.
yeah. So it's going to be a period of time where they have to close the street. There's a detour that's shown. We're going to temporarily allow trucks to go north on, westbound trucks on Chicago. If they don't obey the detour, they will, at Calumet, they will be allowed to go north on Holman, which is not a truck route, but that's a way to go. And then they can turn west onto Goslin to go through. For that short period of time, we're going to allow it. We're going to be okay with that. I do want you to know that there's a significant detour, even more significant than this one that's coming, and we can talk to the board about that at that time. So there are limited access points. Sheffield, you could come up Sheffield to Chicago and turn eastbound, but it sort of makes it difficult to go north through there in any way. So it's going to be hard for public safety to get through that area for some time.
Okay. Good? Yeah. Okay, I will make a motion then to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Correspondence received from Amy Smith, Insurance Administrator, requesting the approval of the brokering agreement with Myers Glaros LLC.
Good morning, Mr. President and Board. We had a meeting with the Glaros Group, who is the city's consultant and broker between us and United Healthcare. This is at no cost to the city. It's included in our fees with United, so we would request its approval. It's been requested by Glaros Group.
Okay, then I will make a motion then to approve Ms. Smith's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item I, correspondence received from Police Chief William Short submitting the request from Hammond Hermits, requesting permission to hold their Hammond Hermits Opening Day Parade on Saturday, April 23, 2022, with attached route, and requesting the residential parking be suspended for that day.
We've done it before. Yeah. This is many years in a row, so.
The residential parking, what, just there on, what's the street there, runs north and south that abuts the field there?
Not Marble, I can't think of.
Just that street or any streets?
Just that street.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where they take off from. and-
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
there you go.
Dearborn, yeah.
Dearborn, yeah.
Dearborn, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
They've done it, like I said, we've done it every year, so.
we have, yeah, the route's probably pretty
So-
much the same, okay.
Yep. I'm going to make a motion then to approve the request from Chief Short.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item J, correspondence received from resident Diana Fritz, 1324 Lake Avenue, requesting do not block driveway signs as neighbors continually park in front of her driveway, preventing her from entering or exiting.
Whenever I get these, I'm cautious because has she ever called when that happens? What does the word
can't- I just-
continually mean to her?
Yeah, I don't remember the city like doing do not block driveway signs anyway. It's just not it's just not signage that the city
All
does.
she has to do is call. We'll go ticket and tow the car if it's there. That's why I'm wondering how many times she's actually called.
Well, it seems like the home next to hers to the south, since they've moved in the past couple of months, they've been abusing, in her words, the curb line and hindering her driveway access and entry.
Could we refer it to police and to patrol? And
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a good first step. All right.
Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to forward this request to the captain of patrol, Rob Bunner, to have him review the situation before we make a decision.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item K, correspondence received from resident Jill Paredes Monroe, revising that the new construction on Kennedy. She is requesting consideration for stop signs at the east and west corners of Arizona and Vine during construction to help minimize the danger of accidents and damage. Mr. Button.
As the board knows, the Kennedy Avenue project has recently started. I think that there's some misunderstanding about what is happening in the neighborhood, but since we're closing the east half of Kennedy Avenue, and so you will not be permitted to go westbound on Vine. It makes no sense to put stop signs at this location.
Yeah, I mean, the residents just making notes that, like you said, people, they're being shocked by the road closure because they're not aware of it, and they're driving through yards and things like that to get around, so.
Yeah, so they're disobeying
Yeah, right.
staying in the right of way, but the road is gonna be blocked westbound at Kennedy, so you're not gonna be able to get through.
Right.
So there's no need, in my opinion, there's no need to add new stop signs at this location, so I would ask that the request be denied.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yep.
Okay, then I will make a motion then to deny her request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna check it out anyway. check it out. Okay. Item L. Correspondence received from Don Tomich, Hessville Little League, requesting permission to hold their annual opening day parade on Saturday, April 30th, 2022, starting at 9 a.m. with attached parade route and permission to have a small fireworks display.
See, I know they've always done the parade.
They have.
I'm not aware of the fireworks display, though. Does that ring a bell?
It does.
It does?
It does.
Okay.
It does. It's,
Yeah, there's a,
I think, well, back in my day as a firefighter, we'd always request that who's doing it and do they have a permit to do it?
and proof of insurance. And there's an ordinance that says, you know how like Port Authority always requests permission through Board of Works. So there's an ordinance that says they have to get permission through here.
And she's always been good about sending that stuff to, whether it's the law department or the fire department, I don't know, but.
Yeah, I just would request, if the board approves the request, that the, you know, that in this case, Hessville Little League just provide proof of
Yeah.
who's doing the event and the insurance certificate.
Okay, I will then make a motion to approve Mrs. Tomich's request, as long as she provides who's putting on the display and provides proof of insurance.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item M, motioned or correspondence received from Indiana Department of Transportation regarding their operational policies. Kevin, anything? Or Dean? It looks like it's sent, looks like it was sent to the police department.
Haven't seen it. Wanna look at it?
Is it for the
Maybe,
toll roads?
Can we take a look?
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
Wonder
with
if it's for the
the
toll
state,
roads.
state roads.
Here's the Indiana Department of Transportation wants to maintain their jurisdiction on state roads for inactive traffic signals as a result of a power outage or a malfunction, right? They don't want, we've seen, well, this is actually dated 2007, so this is quite some time ago. I guess they're reminding the city of their policy to not deploy stop signs at malfunctioning traffic signals.
Can I ask you a question then? Because this is very frustrating because it takes them hours to take care of that situation. What's going to happen when somebody gets severely injured or dies? I mean, do we hold some responsibility there because we know it's there and we know they're not coming? Like if they tell us for 8 or 10 hours or the next day? Because that's what happens. It's never an hour, it's always hours.
Yeah, so NDOT's policy, if we notify them of a malfunctioning traffic signal, they are required to respond within 2 hours, which is never significant,
happens, Dean.
never clean, never enough time. I mean, that's too much time
Right.
to respond. So I agree, but I've always been, in my position, my short time here with the city, it's always been my understanding that we're not to put out traffic signals on, or stop signs on state-controlled roads. And that's I guess they're just reminding us of that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not to get too deep in the weeds here with, you know, I know we've got a lot of things on the agenda, but, you know, once we take on that responsibility, now all of a sudden we're responsible for
Gotcha,
potentially
right.
anything that happens. But I mean, at the same time, I know that the police department and the fire department and the city departments want to make sure that our streets are safe, especially when there's a signal outage. So personally, I think public safety comes first, and if you need to do that and you think that's appropriate, I personally I'd have no problem telling NDOT to, you know, what do you want us to do? If you're not out there and if it's 8 hours later, we're not going to wait. I mean, because you have a public safety responsibility. And if that ends up being a problem, I'd rather fight that than, oh, well, you know, we're just supposed to let NDOT do it.
Right,
I mean, I don't think that's, you know.
The only reason I'm asking, Kevin, is it's been a problem for my whole career.
I know.
They never arrive anytime soon.
We have lawsuits currently pending on even in city situations, you know, where there's accidents, where they say we got it, they're late, which I don't think we did in this case, by the way, because it was a crazy storm, but that happens even on the city side.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think public safety should come first, and we can always argue with NDOT later, in my personal opinion.
This
but-
is dated, like, for
Yeah, I don't-
2007.
But I'm wondering
I
if
don't know
this
why
got
it-
misstated, because it just came, Linda?
No, the letter just came, but I think that the policy they're talking about is 2007.
Yeah, but the letter is dated '07, that's the weird thing. But this just, that's what I'm just asking, this just came in?
How did you receive this? By NDOT?
From Public Works in an
Oh.
office mail.
Oh.
I think it might have went to, I don't know.
This is even, the fax is even dated '07.
We're not sure why this is in front of the board at this
Yeah,
time.
I don't think any action needs to be.
We're gonna,
Unless you want us to reach out to NDOT and
Gonna
confirm that
peruse
their
right
policy
past it.
remains the same, right? I mean, that's about the, if we're trying to sort of start a dialogue with NDOT to, react.
Talk about this after.
Thank you.
I have a question. Yeah,
I think, ask Public Works why they sent it and why they sent us a fax that's 15 years old.
so we're not gonna do anything with them for now?
no,
Okay.
no. Item N, correspondence received requesting a rental registration hearing.
Okay, I'll make a motion to set that for April 21st, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. Matters from board members, Mr. Long?
No, sir.
Mr. Perez? Okay. Item 9, new business, right-of-way permit from FH Passion, Ragnar Benson, JV, not sure what that is, regarding the downtown bus access road between Sibley and State for approval from the engineering department.
Good morning.
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 This has been in the works for quite some time. This portion, what they're doing there, this is for the new train, and they're doing a flyover bridge in that particular area. They are going to keep, because I understand there's a new development going into the west, they're going to keep access to that new development. And they're going to be driving piles here and there, and there's a lot of moving components, especially in the downtown area with Hammond being under construction. So they're going to take this for 3 months, drive piles, and start doing structural steel and so forth.
So you're good with it?
I am good with it.
Okay. Okay. Then I will make a motion then to approve the right-of-way permit for the engineering department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right-of-way permit 6, submitted for approval from the engineering department. What would your druthers be, Mr. Gordish?
I would say yes on all of them. I just want to make one comment on one particular one. That's on Sheffield Avenue. NIPSCO's going to be out there this weekend to do some modifications to a pole with just lane restrictions. They have to do it on a weekend because it's going to disrupt some business power. So that's why they're doing it on a weekend. Yes, at Marble Street.
Okay, gotcha.
So I think it's going to go smoothly, and I would recommend approval of that one also. Just want to make a comment about that. Thank you.
Good, Kev. Then I will make a motion then to approve the right-of-way permits for the engineering department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item C, request for right of encroachment into public right-of-way at 7144 Kennedy Avenue.
The bank is doing some resurfacing. They've sort of always been in the right-of-way at that location. We don't have any objection. We ask for your approval of that right of encroachment. It's not a permanent building, right? It's just, they're just doing work, and they're using a dedicated right-of-way that's not an existing street.
Gotcha. Then I will make a motion to approve the request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item D, disposal authorization submitted for approval from the Hammond Police Department.
I will make a motion to approve the disposal authorizations.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item E, order to rescind the findings in order at property located 5953 Wallace Road.
Happy to report that this property has been rehabbed, and at the request of Mr. Luter, final inspections were had. I think actually there was a closing, and it's sold, so good news.
Very good news.
Good.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the order to rescind the findings in order. The property located at 5953 Wallace Road.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item F, request for advertising dates of April 14th, 2022 and April 21, 2022, with a bid opening date of May 5th, 2022 for the Alexander Avenue reconstruction from Martha Street to 167th Street, submitted for approval.
Long time project finally coming to fruition. Project design was started many, many years ago. Capital Improvements Board had engaged in agreement with American Structure Point to complete the design, and we're ready for bid on this project. The Capital Improvements Board is supporting the project for the construction, so we're asking for permission to advertise and a bid opening date of May the 5th. I'll appreciate your approval of this action.
Okay.
I'll make a motion then to approve the advertising dates along with the bid opening date.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Page 3, item G. Rental registration for the properties located at 1013 169th and 1035 169th, 7209 Tilly Drive and 7213 Tilly Drive, 1043 through 1045 Becker, 2 units, 1636 172nd. Mr. Farrell.
The first two up are 1013 169th Street and 1035 169th Street, listed under the ownership of Indiana Home Buyers LLC. Mr. Wittig, if you want to step up.
Oh, okay.
So we have these properties listed under the same owner, the first 1013 169th since 2008. It is a 2-unit, and they only missed 2021. 1035 has been listed under Indiana Home Buyers LLC since 2015. That is a single-family home, and again, 2021 for that property. They only came in front of the board one other time, I think in 2014, but that was rectified, and then they were registered every year on time since.
So it's 1 unit for each property, Nick?
No, 1013 is listed as 2 units, and then 1035 is listed as a single-family home.
Okay, you just-
That's accurate?
I apologize, I missed it by accident. It's completely my fault.
So change to 1013 to 2 units? Because you have it 1 on here.
You have 2 tenants in 1013, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change that to. a
My
2.
apologies.
That's okay. Okay, you good? Mm-hmm. Okay, then I'm going to make a motion then to waive the late fees for all 3.
Thank you.
Sir, you can register those at the conclusion of today's meeting.
you so much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next property on Becker, we had an email from the owner, Miss Sharon Williams, requesting a continuance due to some medical scheduling.
Tilly Drive?
Oh, we're on Tilly? Oh, I apologize. I thought we were on Becker. Tilly Drive, again, it's a new owner. She as well, Kelly informed me prior to the meeting that she sent in a request to kick it out, what, 5-6 weeks?
She had a doctor's appointment at Crown Point at 10 o'clock, and considering the length of the agenda, I think.
Oh, today.
So she went 3 weeks.
Now, this property, she is a new owner as of May of 2021. It's a 2-unit property. It was registered prior, and the water department has the same tenant listed on the service account since 2014. So it looks like this would have been her first time registering the property. So I'll leave it up to the board if they would like to extend the date or take action on it.
We're on Tilly, right?
Yeah, Tilly, right?
That's her first time.
Yeah, she just
fall.
She inherited the tenants, so
Yeah.
it stayed there.
Have her come in, or just because it's her first time, just waive it?
Oh, no, I think we should.
Have her come in? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's been our policy, Nick, to have her come in so we can hear exactly from
Perfect.
her, so I think we're gonna set this one over. Do you wanna come up with
Did
a
she,
date?
did she request a date at all?
3 weeks,
3,
whatever they do.
okay.
Okay, so April, where are we at, April 7th, April 28th?
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
I'm gonna make a motion then to set 7209 Tilly and 7213 Tilly to April 28th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
I mean, she's a new owner, she might as well hear our speech.
Yeah.
1040 through 1045, Becker.
Yeah, now this is the property address. I believe Ms. Williams emailed Law Department requesting a new date for next week. Okay, so if we could set this over for next Thursday's agenda.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Becker's next week?
Okay, I'll make a motion then to set 1043 to 1045 Becker to next week's meeting, April 14th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
So next property address, we have 1636 172nd Street, Mr. Garcia.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yep.
So, Mr. Garcia doesn't seem to have appeared. Kind of wonder how it came upon the agenda today. Anyways, it's a 2-unit property. Mr. Garcia's owned the property. I think he's listed as the only owner since early 2006-07. The property is registered in 2007, 8, and 9, and that is the last documentation that our department has on the property address. So it seems like there's, with over 10 years owed on the property, I would request that the board forward this property address to Smith Sursick's office to begin collections, as the owner fails to appear to explain why it has gone unregistered that long.
Okay, so just to clarify, it's 2 units, because on the agenda it says 3 units.
Correct. Lake County has the property listed as a 2-family dwelling, and the 3 years that he did register in 7 through 2009, there were fees to reflect the 2-unit property.
Okay.
So that's what we were going based off of.
Okay, good with that? Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to forward 1636 172nd to Smith Sursick for collection.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. I can't find A. Old business. A, status 7508 Birch, demo inspection.
Yes, Mr. President, we have a bunch of these, so I'm going to try to get through them quickly for us. 7508 Birch was up before, and we were waiting for a demo inspection to be paid by Mr. Driscoll, who represents the tax sale owner. That has been paid, so we're awaiting the inspection at this point. And I would request, I think actually we got the report back. Yes. So you should have a rehab agreement before you in a couple weeks, I would think. So if we could set this over, let's say, Linda, for 3 weeks, and I think you'll have a rehab by then.
28th.
April 28th, okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion then to set this for status to April 28th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, status 2331 169th Street.
This was the hoarding situation that we brought in front of the board. We do have had, tried to get 3 estimates. 2 companies came through, Chicago Water Fire Restoration. Their bid is at $34,783.22. And then Servpro provided a bid for $24,680. Obviously, I think with the lower bid of Servpro, company that is in good standing, I would like to hire them if you'd like to see the estimates. It's considerable, 2 companies, $10,000.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Thank the board for permission to bring on Servpro. They are ready to start, our last conversation as early as tomorrow.
So are we awarding a bid, is that what we're doing?
Yes.
So, yeah, so
This
just
one.
under the, it's a quote, and under the unsafe building act, Kelly has the ability to hire himself, but I think this is just, just being more transparent with what we're doing. So, yeah, I would request that be approved.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the quote with ServPro.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want these back, Cal?
No, you
I think that we might have them. Status 4407 Baltimore.
So happy to report that this has been purchased at the tax sale, and there's an inspection, thank you, hey, Chris, thank you, and there is an inspection scheduled. So I believe the gentleman's still at the property, right, is this that one? Yeah, but it seems like there's gonna be some movement because it went up on tax sale and it was purchased. So we'll see what happens. I guess on this one, if we could just have a status for maybe, I don't know when he bought the tax sale, I don't know when he bought the certificate, it looks like it was bought at September 21 at a treasurer's sale. So he's gonna have till September 21 of this year to even apply for it.
Right.
So I would set it for 6 months. Good. And just stay in touch with him, right? Thank you. Oh, you okay?
Excuse me. October 6th, is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, then I will make a motion to set 4407 Baltimore for status to October 6th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And for the record, this is the property with the elderly gentleman there? Okay.
I'm glad this is coming to a conclusion, hopefully.
Okay, 847, 117.
That shouldn't have been on the agenda because you handled that last
Last
week
week.
for May 19th. It's actually set for, so.
Okay.
All right, item D was taken care of. Item E, 2128 Atchison.
There was a original rehab agreement that expired on March 30th, which is why we're up for status, because we're doing that now. We do need to extend into a second extension, and Mr. Kearney suggested July 31st. I think Chris here is going to indicate what's going on the property.
All the inspections have gotten the rough inspections. At this point, we're just waiting for final inspections for this property, so I think an extension would be fine.
Okay, do you think July is a good date for? Okay, so maybe we could, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a rehab agreement in front of you, another extension, and that'll have a July 31st end date, so maybe we could get an early August date?
The 4th?
Sure, August 4th status.
Okay. And I will make a motion then to set 2128 Atchison for a status to August 4th.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Item F, 7025 Van Buren Garage.
So this is, I'm going to present to the board these photos that were just taken by Jordan, I think. This has been an ongoing issue. I mean, I would think this has been Tyvek'd probably for a good year and a half. So, and it's been frustrating. It's just not getting improved. I think there's been 3 citations. I think we've got about $2,500 worth of fines on it. I don't know if you want, Jordan, you want to?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Tyvek that is wrapping the south side of the garage is currently falling off at the corners. And there's been no progress with the property, and there's debris from the construction when they put the Tyvek up. The gutters are on the ground along the side, inside the yard, and they haven't had any progress, and I have not had any conversation.
Is this a home-owned property or rental property?
It is a single-family home, homeowner occupied.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of frustrating, right? I mean, it's on the demo list. Mr. Kearney cited them 3 times. We're just kind of in this, I mean, if we want to demo it, we can bid it out. I don't think we have I'm just trying to see my notes, show that we don't have a rehab agreement, just a demo order. And actually, we have 2. We have one going back to.
So is it kind of on hold on the demo list? The process is still moving forward, correct?
It's on hold right now. It's on hold. We have a bid. I mean, we have a bid from February of 2021 for $3,618 to JM.
It's one of the situations, if they went through the trouble to get it to the point where they tie back it, and all we have to do is put siding on it. I mean,
Was the Tyvek put up after,
When we had,
February the 21st?
yes.
when we had it before you all in, back in November of 2020, I could show here, 12/19 of 19.
Oh,
Now, whether they re-Tyveked it, I don't know.
I see.
But I mean,
It's got electrical service to it that is unusual for a garage. So I'm kind of curious what's inside there also.
So citations have done nothing, right, at this point?
0.
I think we move forward with tearing it down. That's the only thing that's gonna work in my mind.
Put backhoe in that
Yeah.
alley, it'll get their attention.
I think so.
well, I mean, the bids are out, the bids are done. If their jam's still gonna hold it, I mean, we could send kind of a final letter and saying, hey, we're-
Send them the final letter, and then if that doesn't get any movement, we'll
Yeah, that's fine.
could we set this over for status for just a couple weeks, just to kind of keep this on our radar? But I'll send we'll have the get your stuff letter, get your stuff out letter.
Yeah.
Status to April 21st, is that what you're saying?
Let's do the 28th,
The 28th?
yeah.
And forward a letter to them?
Yeah, we'll send the get your stuff out letter and go from there.
Okay, then I will make a motion to set this for status to April 28th and to forward a letter, I guess, asking them to remove everything from inside the garage.
We'll find out what's in it.
Yes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6116 Wallace Road.
61, significant progress on this property.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it does, yeah.
So have some inspections, probably need 60 days for final inspection, if we could just do a 60-day status.
May, June. June 9th?
Sure.
Okay, then I will make a motion to set this for status to June 9th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 1509 Myrtle.
So this was a 3-unit that was being rehabbed to one single family, which is what we want it to be. I know it changed ownership. The rehab is expired, so I'll let Chris kind of touch base on where we're at on this and what kind of date we need.
As far as inspections go on the property, they had an insulation inspection that passed in February. Plumbing, there was a failed inspection done by the plumbing inspector, and they haven't had a re-inspection since March 1st. And then electric and heating had rough and service inspections. So, I mean, I think Inspector Luter was in contact with the owner of the property to have a extension on the rehab agreement so they can finish the project. So I wouldn't be against extending the rehab agreement.
Is this that old Santucci property on the corner up there?
Not on the corner, the one next door.
One next door, gotcha.
Yeah, I have an original agreement that was signed by a John Pins, P-I-N-S. Is that who you're dealing with? And that was back in 2021. Then we did an extension to March 30 of 2022. It was originally owned by a Brian Sousa.
See, I remember when he.
The owner now is House Smart. That's who we have
Housemart.
listed as the
Okay,
owner.
maybe John Pins is with Housemart, that's probably what it was. But, so Brian Duza was the original owner. I'd like to try, based on what Chris mentioned, what I'd like to do is get an extension on the rehab. So we'll do that. We'll work on getting that re-signed, right, Chris? Can you make sure?
I'll talk to Bill.
Yeah, and then just make sure he asks Madeline to do that, and we'll get a new rehab out. So maybe we could do a 60-day on this, please, to a June 9th date.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will make a motion then to set this for status to June 9th, 2022, and give inspections in time to talk to the owner about extending the rehab agreement.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4436, 4438, and 4440 Torrance.
I think I see Mr. Medina
Yes.
on Zoom. He's been patiently waiting for this agenda item. So I guess we'll start with Chris with some progress, and then I guess we'll hear from Mr. Medina.
I know that Mr. Medina has hired a demolition crew to demo the rear property on the 4438 Torrance property. I went by today and got pictures. The area was fenced off, so I believe the demo should be starting soon, as far as I can tell. And I think that was the last thing that needed to be accomplished with these properties. Everything else, I see that most of the inspections were called in and finalized on the properties. I believe one is for sale at this point too. So I think maybe just getting that rear property demoed is the last bit of thing that we need on this.
Mr. Medina?
Yes, so we've made significant progress since the last time we spoke. Last time I was here, since then, we've had a new siding put on at 4440 Torrance Avenue. We had a brand new roof put on at 4436 Torrance Avenue. And yes, we do have a contract with Acton Contracting out of East Chicago, Indiana, to do the demolition. We're currently awaiting from NIPSCO to do the final disconnect. Outside that, I believe that's our only holdup. So at this time, if possible, I would like to request that the 4436 property be removed from the demolition list. And then obviously the 4438 property will be demolished as soon as we can get the NIPSCO to disconnect. And the 4440 property, there are some minor things that we need to do, but nothing too major, so I would either request an extension on that one or a removal for that one as well.
We're just checking, Mr. Medina, on where we are on final inspections or on either of those.
The final siding and roof inspection for 4440 was done in December, and then there was, I believe the electric had a final on it as well. I don't think there was any other issues with that. So I think the inside work, other than what the minor.
Yeah, so I don't have any, I think what Mr. Kearney is fine with doing on these is for 36 and 40, you know, once the final inspections are done, they'll just automatically come off. So, and for 4438, as soon as the demolition's done, that order can be rescinded too. So I would just set this over for a quick, Mr. Medina, when do you think final inspections will be on 36 and 40?
I'm hoping 36 should be done, you know, as soon as we get the demolition completed. I want to make sure, because what I did is I heard the direction of the inspector. We did combine
The parcels.
36 and 4438 points, so that's now one property from curb to alley. So once we have the demo complete, then I would like to get the final inspection to validate that everything is done per code and have it removed. So I would imagine that would probably be in the next 2 to 3 months, based on Expo's response.
Yeah, and especially, you know, you brought up a good point. Now that they have combined the parcels, I need to make sure that demo is done on that one property that we can, because that's part of the order, right, is to demolish that property. So if he thinks 2 to 3 months, why don't we just set it for a status for 3 months? If final inspections are done, Mr. Medina doesn't even have to show up if he doesn't want to. We'll just have it for status. Mr. Pagic will report that final inspections are done, and it'll come off.
Okay.
And if there's any issue with you needing to sell 40 after final inspection's done, just contact me, Mr. Medina, and we'll make sure if the title company needs an order to rescind or something prior to that 3-month status, that we'll handle that for you.
July 7th.
July 7th is 3 months. Do you want to do 14th or 7th?
14th? Oh, that's fast, right? Oh, we're still here. Yeah, July 14th.
14th? For all 3 properties, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to make a motion to set all 3 properties for status to July 14th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. Medina.
Thank you.
7217 Harrison.
All right. So on 7217 Harrison, this was a tax sale property. I knew I'd probably not be able to find this file when I needed it, but this gentleman actually came at the last meeting and indicated that he got it on tax sale and wanted to do an inspection. Jordan, this is current?
These are current
Nothing's been done,
photos
right?
Of April 5th.
Why don't you hand those to the board?
Thank you.
So a Mr. Putnam appeared on January 13th before the board and let the board know that he just received the order for tax deed and he wanted to rehab the property. The matter was set over for today for status, and we did not bid the property out. Jordan, have you heard from Mr. Putnam?
I have not had conversation with Mr. Putnam at all.
Okay.
It's vacant, okay.
What I'd like to do, if it's okay with the board, is to have Linda send a letter to Mr. Putnam, the new owner, just check the tax information, and then ask him to come before the board, maybe in 3 weeks. If we'd have that April 28th date. Oh, is that a 2-week date? That's a 3-week date, yeah.
3-week date, yeah. Okay, then I'm going to make a motion that the law department send a letter to Mr. Putnam requesting his presence before the board on April 28th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, 7105 Madison, parking signage on 171st. Yeah, for the record, I went there yesterday and I parked on the curb line for, 45 minutes just to see what the traffic was going to be like around the school. And 3:10, they dismissed at 3:30. The side this gentleman's talking about, 5 or 6 cars parked right there, right next to the no parking signs. They didn't care at all from what I observed. I even took some snapshots on my phone. So I've talked with Mr. Long about it before the meeting today.
So there's signage is already up.
Signage is up, just total disregard from parents picking up the kids.
So this is going to be a patrol issue? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so anything,
No parking signs, they're already there
Okay.
opposite of where this gentleman lives, and they parked there anyway, so that's not going to help. So,
My understanding was that this gentleman was concerned about extending the period of time to a time which would include.
his letter just said to put no parking signs up and replace the ones that are there.
so there are multiple there?
There's 4 signs that, from Madison all the way to Dairyville.
Oh,
On the
gotcha.
south side of the street. You cannot miss them. Says no parking, / from 2:30 to 4:30 on school days.
Do we know, does Linda or maybe the board, do we know when those went up? Were those by request to the board, or were those by?
They were.
These haven't been up but 3 months, right?
Yeah.
Roughly?
Yeah, it's been this school year.
So, is this one that we gave notice to the council last week? No,
No.
this isn't. Okay, so what I'd like to do is, given the board's new power, is to request the board to make these signs permanent, and that we would condition that upon 7-day notice to the council, if the board wants to make them permanent. Because if we only did them on a temporary basis 3 months ago, they'll expire, but now that we have the new Board of Works ordinance in place, we could make them permanent if the board wants to.
I don't know, changing the sign, I don't know what, even if you change the time, I don't know what that's going to do.
Right.
My perception was that the gentleman appreciated the signs, but there was also a period of time where parents would park to pick up younger children, say kindergarten children, age children.
They're not time restrictive though right now, just no parking,
No,
right?
they're time restricted between 2:30
They are
and 4:30.
time restrictive.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For
Okay.
pickup.
For pickup.
Pickup.
That's what they currently say? No parking?
During school
30
days.
to 4:30 on
2:30.
school days. That, they dismissed at 3:30. So
We don't want them queuing on the south side.
And you know what? A car parked right by his driveway, the sign's right there, car parked right here. She got out the car, walked right across the street. So his concern's legitimate. It is.
But it is a time of day only parking.
Right.
No parking. The rest of the time.
Because we don't want to minimize the neighborhood from people visiting and parking there. Right?
Right, on holidays or weekends,
Right.
we want people to be able to park.
So that was
Front
our
of their
thought
homes or on
process
site.
initially.
So there's not an issue in the morning? It's just on pickup only? It's not for drop-off? There's no problem?
That was what the principal had complained about.
Okay.
Principal Hughes at Edison School complained that there was traffic that couldn't make it through. It was sort of congested there. When we put no parking signs at pickup, right, at dismissal, that sort of alleviated the problem. But the gentleman at 7105
Yeah, he's just right
Madison,
across the street.
he was sort of concerned that there was another time earlier in the day where people were parking to pick up children then as well. I don't know that it's a problem, right? This was the problem. I feel it's resolved. I support Attorney Smith's suggestion that the board approve the permanent deployment of these signs.
Oh, I'm all about that, doing that.
There is a problem. I mean, he was there yesterday. There is a problem. They were parked right by the signs. There was no, they didn't care. They were there, so.
And council notification.
Yeah, 7-day, Councilman.
7-day council notification. Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to make the signage permanent, effective immediately, and to give the council 7-day notice. Is that good?
It'll become effective after the
After the
7
7 days, yeah, sorry about that, yes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Chief Long, I was just wondering, maybe it might be something for patrol to send a letter to the principal, because sometimes the principal then will get it out to the parents. Like, hey, we're going to start enforcing this.
Yeah, I'm going to actually have the conversation myself, because I want to make sure it gets done, because if, that way, and it's on them if they get notice, so I'm going to do that myself, so. In fact, I'll do it today when I leave here.
Item L, a Bank Calumet building signage.
This is a status item. You may recall, I think this is the third time it's been before you. You granted it, then extended it. There's a sign on the building for apartments coming, and I think they want to continue to have that. So if we could just please have another 90-day renewal, and then we'll set it for status. They haven't asked that it be changed, and it still looks fine, I think, because from what I understand, I went by there, it looks fine. Is it something new?
No, this, I was just, you want to do 90? I mean, we've been doing 120.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sorry. I thought we were doing 90. Yep.
May, June, July, August,
Yeah.
August 11th. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, then I will make a motion to set this for status, or we're extending, sorry, is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Any permission?
Yes.
Yes, to August 11th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2024-25 New York Avenue, request for additional residential signs. I believe that Linda did some research and found out that the signs that are currently on New York that speak to this issue are covered from an ordinance from 1992.
Nice. Good job, Linda.
So it sounds to me like maybe she's just looking for one additional sign to be put up, which would be probably close to obviously where she lives, because they probably don't park between the signs, but they park outside the signs, which.
Did you look it up? Because we referred it to engineering, I thought.
We did, but we did.
Sorry, is this residential parking only sign? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm guessing, I didn't see what the signs are. It sounds like that's what the signs say up there.
It sounds to me like she just wants an extra sign, so.
Sounds like it's an extra sign. It's already been codified
Yep,
30 years ago.
agreed.
You can look at it, or Public Works can, I mean.
Right.
It doesn't require engineering.
No, that's fine.
And I would also mention that I don't think it requires any further ordinance and/or action by the board in the sense of like, you've already granted the sign there, or the
On the east
council
side,
has.
on the
Yeah,
east side
so it's
across
just a matter
from college,
of,
right.
is the signage appropriate? Or does it need to be added to?
I'll look at it, or it can be referred to Public Works. It'd be simpler just to, if they think they can add another sign in the area, I support their decision.
Okay, refer to
Okay.
Public Works for their review, recommendation? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion then to refer this to Public Works for their review and recommendation for additional signage for 2425 New York Avenue.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's gotta be right in front of her house, man. It's gotta be.
Yep.
Okay. Meeting's open to the public.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
I got it.